Warm welcome guys to my channel this particular afternoon, and it is official. Kenya has two deputy presidents. That's according to the courts. I'll begin my afternoon analysis this moment with this tweet from Nelson Harvey. The tweet reads, in effect, the order by the three judges discharging the orders by single judges Chacha Mwita and Richard Mongo stopping the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua are null and void ab initio. In that case, we have two deputy presidents. That is what the Court of Appeal has said. That's according to Nelson Harvey, because it seems we are about to enter into another lacuna or another constitutional crisis, because according to the court's ruling, it seems we have two deputy presidents in Kenya. Yesterday, the court served Rigiji, and we are going to see what the Rigiji legal team is compiling to go to the court and make sure that Kindiki is ejected from the office, because there a very interesting scenario lies ahead. Yes, since the discussion is all about the court's ruling and what the implication it has on the Kenya Constitution or Kenya at large, this is a statement from Senator Malala. Remember, Senator Malala was then the Secretary General of UDA, and this is what he wrote in a letter. Kenya must go back to the factory settings. Following yesterday's landmark ruling by the Court of Appeal, which declared that Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu acted unconstitutionally in empaneling a three-judge bench to hear the impeachment case against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, it is now clear that High Court order issued in Korugua remains valid and binding. This means that the conservatory orders granted by Justice Richard Mongo staying the impeachment and barring Professor Kindiki from assuming the office of the Deputy President are still in force. In effect, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua remains the legitimate Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Underline the word, the legitimate Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. It seems we are about to witness a constitutional crisis, so to speak. This position is not driven by pursuit of political power, but by deep commitment to uphold the spirit and letter of our Constitution. It is informed by the undeniable reality that despite the irreparable breakdown in the working relationship between President William Ruto and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua stemming from ideological differences, mutual mistrust, and perceived acts of betrayal by President Ruto, the Constitution does not permit personal or political disagreement to override the due process of the law. The rule of law must prevail over political expediency, and constitutional office holders must be accorded the protection and dignity their offices command, irrespective of shifting political alliances. Inevitably, the current administration has irretrievably lost legitimacy. What we now have is now a government, but a hollow shell oblong in shape, directionless in ideology, and incoherent in structure. A staggering majority of cabinet secretaries vehemently opposed the president's 2022 campaign agenda and are now shamefully pretending to implement it without conviction of consistency. Parliament is now compromised. Chamber hijacked by a clique of transactional leaders whose allegiance is not to the Constitution but to political expediency. The lack of defined majority or minority has rendered the House toothless entity, incapable of meaningful oversight or legislative independence. Worse still, part of the opposition has become a tragic parody of itself, muzzled, optic, and tragically complicit, echoing state narratives in the morning and contradicting them by nightfall. Now that the process of reconstituting the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is underway, it is my unequivocal unequivocal view that the president must act in the highest interest of republic by dissolving the government and seeking fresh mandate from the people, this time with his newly assembled patchwork coalition of so-called broad-based partners. As it stands, his government no longer reflects the will of the people. Kenya is in a full-blown constitution and governance crisis. That's how the letter winds up. Understand this government, and that's how the letter winds up. Kenya is in a full-blown constitutional and governance crisis, because as we can see, officially, as I stated this video, it states that we have two deputy presidents, and a very interesting or legal battle is going to go to the court, because perhaps Kindiki could be on his way out of the government. And remember, Kindiki has served, I think, 5 months only, and if it happens that the government or the court decides that Rigathi Gachagua should be reinstated as the deputy president, wow, Kenya is going to be a very interesting nation, because you can imagine a person that has been throwing jobs to the president or his former boss, that's President William Ruto, now sitting in the same cabinet, discussing on how to move the country forward. This also begs a question. Does Rigathi Gachagua stand a chance then to stand as or to vie for a political seat in 2027 general election? Because remember, so many constitutional lawyers have been saying that if once you are impeached, you cannot hold a public office again. But now that the constitution is on trial, and Rigathi Gachagua is being proved to have been ejected in a wrongful manner, then it means he is going again to vie for the seat, or he has rights to vie for the seat in 2027 general election, because he has not exhausted all the legal avenues. He has not appealed all the legal avenues that bar him in the court, so to speak. That tells you that a very interesting weekend and days lies ahead of us, and we cannot afford to wait what is going to transpire. Already I've heard that the legal team of Rigathi Gachagua are heading to the court to demand that Kindiki should be ejected from that position, and the constitution should be upheld for that matter. A very warm welcome, guys. If it is your first time on my channel, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time before you sign out and hit that subscription button and put on a notification bell as well, so that when I do subsequent videos, you'll not miss out. Adios, ciao ciao.